you gotta, why don't you,
Oh, just slide over.
yeah, slide over.
Okay. That's all right?
Yeah,
That's good?
Yeah,
Okay.
that'll work.
Okay.
Okay, Jeff, go ahead.
Joe, what did you find out about yourselves tonight, you think, as a team?
I found out that we could be a very physical team. I like the aggression that we came out with. We want to come out with the mentality that, we could run the ball heavy on these guys and establish the run. It just establishes a physical mentality throughout the team, offense and defense.
Can you evaluate how you think you played? Obviously, there's been a lot of talk about who's the quarterback on this team. It seems like both you guys played pretty well.
Yeah, I feel like I played well, and, I'm going to watch the film probably tonight or tomorrow morning. But I feel I played well. I don't want to get too deep in that. It's not about me.
How do you keep your momentum going when, even when you came back in after sitting out a couple series, you looked like the same guy that started the game?
It's just all about keeping your focus throughout, and that's something that I took up with myself at points of time last year. I didn't keep focus for 60 minutes, and I'm not afraid to admit that. And this is something that I meditated on, honestly, and sat down and talked with myself. I just want to keep focus for 60 minutes.
Is there one thing that stood out for you in this game? And Tyler had a great game,
Yeah.
You could go around a lot talking about guys that had good games tonight.
Our offensive and defensive fronts. I love when those guys play hard. When those guys play physical, it just, like I said, it translates throughout the team. Everybody wants to go hard and hit somebody.
Joe, what do you expect going forward? Now, you handle these guys pretty impressively. Now you go to Air Force and you go to Oregon State. Different level opponents. What would you expect there?
Well, we just want to take it a day at a time. We want to get ready Saturday, and then we'll start there.
Joe, did you tweak your meeting? Because I saw you hobbling a little bit, and you told the trainers to back off.
Oh, I'm fine. I'm fine. Yeah, no big deal.
From the sideline, what did it look like Kenny's performance out there tonight?
I'm like one of Kenny's biggest fans. Every time he's in the game, he probably hear me from the sideline. Mama, there goes that man. I love Kenny. He's a great guy. He might be one of my closest friends on the team, honestly.
What did you think about his game tonight?
I feel like he played well. Big time player. Big time.
Joe,
Is that about it?
that's it?
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, well, good evening. Tell you what, really encouraged. First night out the gate, season opener. I was very encouraged by how the team played tonight. Let's start with the defensive side of the football. This is a tough team to prepare for. They line up in various multiple formations, pods where they split their linemen out near the sideline and just do a lot of things like that. And going into it, they've been very successful program. I mean, 10 years of postseason play at the FCS level. 6 of those 11 years, double-digit win teams. So very respectful towards that program. Our players were respectful toward them. And we knew we wanted to come out in 2015 and come forward and be the Spartan team that we're capable of being. And I think that our guys came out and played good. And so from a defensive standpoint, alignment, assignment was very important. Very good, I think we had very good tackling in the open field. A few missed ones here and there we'll clean up, but very encouraged. I thought our secondary was physical, breaking up some passes and getting their hands on balls and tipping them. And, part of that credit goes to the front four for putting pressure on their quarterback. And I think this was in his career, their quarterback's a 4-year starter and has led them to 3 postseason, playoff bursts. And I think this was his toughest career game thus far. So our guys did a good job of putting pressure on. Offensively, in there, I called in the quarterbacks, the 2 quarterbacks, Joe and Kenny, in front of the whole team. I brought them up and I said, "Hey, men, I've been doing this for a while. This was as healthy of a quarterback competition as I've ever been around. The 2 support each other. The 2 iron sharpens iron and raised the bar, and now you guys can see why it was tough making a decision. Both of them played good, solid football. They showed they're capable of leading us on drives, and really this is the next step, the actual game of evaluating our quarterbacks. So very, very encouraged. And, I compliment the coaches worked on that. Coach Al Borges, his lovely wife Nikki's here, made the trip in and for the game. But Al's done a really good job with those guys. And I think all in all, offensively, we played good. Tyler Irvin and Thomas Tucker were a real nice 1-2 punch and ran the ball effectively, caught the ball out of the backfield. Offensive line played pretty solid, creating run holes for the backs to go through, protecting the quarterback. And, there were even some times we left points on the field. We didn't convert. And that carries me to the next area, special teams. I was really proud. Bryce Crawford, true freshman, came in. He answered the call. We gave him that opportunity. He had really come on during practice. And Austin was struggling. And I just said, let's, to Coach Dan Ferrigno, I said, let's go with Bryce. And he got some confidence. He made his kicks. He made his extra points. He kicked off fairly well after the first kickoff. But all in all, I was pretty encouraged. So it's a good start. There's some room for growth. And our guys are hungry. Our guys are relentless. They're determined to keep playing well. And so we will pick up where we left off and coach up the guys up off film and get ready for our next game. Any questions?
Coach, do you in any way whatsoever figure out who your starting quarterback is still, or is it going to be like this for a while?
I think it'll be like this for a little bit here. I think that they both played very well. I mean, Kenny Potter was 13 of 14 with 2 touchdowns called back. He ran the ball real well. Joe Gray, I think, led us on drives the first couple times and was making the throws. And beyond that you don't see is making the decisions that we need for that position to make on some of those run-pass options that we give the quarterback the ability to choose. But all in all, very encouraged. And they played well. The receiving core played well. I think we spread the ball around effectively to a multitude of wide receivers, and that's always fun. I don't know, Lawrence, 700 yards offense, that's pretty good. That's what the fifth most. That's pretty effective. And the accolades go around because the defense 3 and outs the opponent and it gives us the ball more. We had nice sustaining drives. We moved the chains and all those things add up. So, to answer your question, just competition will keep going. And I know over the course of a season, we will need both of those guys.
Ron, is it maybe you'll end up the whole season if they both play this well, that it'll just make it really tough for defensive coordinators to be able to prepare for 2?
True, absolutely correct. And I like that it creates issues for opposing defenses in the preparation side of things. You saw different talents and skills. And they both effectively move the ball. That's the bottom line. But they do bring a different element to the game. So that's something we can keep going. The flip side, if you're the team with multiple quarterbacks, you worry if the quarterbacks get enough repetitions during practice. I'm confident the way we've done it and the way we will proceed forward that they will get enough work to be able to both go in and play. And, at some point in the season, it may sort its way out. It may not. But all in all, if they keep playing that well, then we have 2 quarterbacks that we can succeed with.
And you referenced that was healthy competition. Joe was in here and just talked about how Kenny's one of his best friends on the team. Does that help make it work?
It does. It does. I've seen where the competitors have rivaled one another, and as a coach, you try and stifle. You like the rivalry, but in a healthy way. And those 2, I think, complement each other. I've seen them give coaching tips to the other. Maybe if one missed it, they pass it on to the other, and I think that's great. And there's a saying: a rising tide lifts all ships. And I think that if my competitor or my teammate gets better and I get better, hey, we're raising the level of play and we become a better team as a result.
You've got 2 tough road games, certainly a higher level opponent than you faced tonight. What do you expect your team to? How do you expect them to respond?
I think they're hungry. And that's our motto, our talk, and they understand what it takes, and so they're going to know that they're going to have to roll up their sleeves and come to work here on Saturday, and just continue to improve. And there's some areas to clean up, I think, that we saw tonight. And the team that they understand that the hunger's there, and so they'll want to improve. And they're enjoying the victory right now, as we hear the music through the wall. But at the same time, they know we can get better as a team.
Coach, talk about how important it is to get off to an early start, no matter who the opponent is.
Oh, very good. To come out and be physical and set the tone of the football game is really important. I think we did that up front in the trenches. We want to be able to run the football. We want to be able to throw the ball. We want to be able to stretch the field vertically and horizontally. And I think that when you can run the ball, you can do that. When you can attack the perimeter, you can stretch the defense. And now you get them in a guessing game. But it takes those completions. It takes effective blocking in the trenches. And it takes effective one-on-one blocking on the perimeter when the receiver blocks for the bubble receiver. So it's a team game, but it is important to start off good. And I like that we started off, very positively.
Talk about your defense. Now you're forcing 9 punts and 4 of 13 on third down for them. Talk a little bit about their impact.
Yeah, very impressive. The third down conversion rate for the opponent, I think, was 4 of 13. Yeah, and I think that was really big. And a couple times we put pressure on the quarterback, had him make a quick decision with the football, and it resulted in an incompletion. Other times we would effectively stop the run. And so I think the defense, all in all, Coach Robinson and that side of the ball did a really good job, because Greg a couple times came to me during the week, scratched his head, and he said, these guys are tough to prepare for because they do so much. As an offense, but all in all, we effectively we had to be sound from an alignment standpoint, and then sound from an open field tackle, and we can improve that. We saw a couple missed tackles out there in first game. We only do so much live tackling in practice, just for safety reasons. We don't want to live in that world every day in practice, but I think the guys will continue to get better. Okay, any other questions? All right, thank you, everyone. Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is linebacker Christian Tago, one of the team's defensive captains.
Sorry, my voice is a little shot right now, so.
Go ahead, Joe.
Christian, it seemed like you guys really set a tone early in the game. You didn't give them anything to start. I think they had through 3 quarters, they had 3 first downs. Did this almost exceed what you thought you'd be able to do defensively against a team that kind of does a lot of different stuff you have to prepare for?
Oh, well, yeah. Well, at the beginning of the week, man, this is a really good team that we were playing. It took a lot of stuff. They throw a lot of stuff out there, a lot of trickery. So that we expected a lot of that, but we didn't really get too much of that today. But over the summer, I told you just tell the guys it's a different team. It hasn't been this way in the prior to 2012. It's a different team out there, and the energy, the how much these guys want it. It's crazy to see these guys how bad they want it.
Christian, what were you guys able to do to stop Sean? I mean, he's a 4-year starter, and he's sort of seen it all, if you will, and yet he probably had his worst game of his career against the defense.
I think it goes back to us just doing our fundamentals and sticking to our keys. I know we had a couple mental errors when the first touchdown they had. We had a missed tackle and some missed opportunities there, but I think the defense did a really good job tonight sticking to their fundamentals and keying in on what they were supposed to do with their job.
Was there something that you guys saw that you were able to exploit? Anything tangible that you could talk about?
Not really. I mean, we treat every team the same. It doesn't matter if they're FCS school, if we're playing Auburn. We treat every team the same. And Coach gave us plays, and he expects us to do our best during those plays. So to execute, that's basically it. It's just we executed tonight.
Next 2 games, you go on the road playing Air Force and then at Oregon State, a Pac-12 team. What do you expect the team's mindset to be going into those games?
I can already tell after the locker room tonight. Coach said, we got Air Force next. And luckily, these past couple of years, we had experience with the triple option with Navy. And I think I'm really excited to see what our team can do against the triple option again this year.
Is this a confident group at this point, even just after 1 game?
We were confident going into the game. We don't want to settle for anything less than all wins throughout the season. And just like I said earlier, how hungry this team is, it's beyond amazing to see how hungry this team is.
Was this a good opponent and a good way to start a season, knowing that, as Jeff said, you have Air Force, Oregon State, and then you have a little school in Alabama as well. I mean, that's a major Division I schedule right there. So does this help you prepare for what's coming around the corner?
Oh, definitely. Like I said earlier, New Hampshire, they're an amazing team. You know, they're ranked number 9 in the FCS. It's just they're a really good team tonight. But you know, our team came out, we executed and did what we were supposed to do tonight, and that's what we're expected of us every game is just to execute.
Any other questions for Christian?
Thank you. Have a good night. Thank you.
Well, what was major college football like tonight for you?
It was fun experience. Great way to start off the season with the team that we've been working so hard for these past 9 months, workouts, practice, spring ball, fall camp, and it was awesome to see it all come together in one game.
You had an incompletion tonight. What happened? No, seriously, could you evaluate how both you and Joe you think played?
I thought we both played very efficient. We really feed off each other, and through practice and stuff, we've been competing for a while now, and we make each other better. It's a very friendly competition between us, and we want the best for the opposition. But we practiced well all week, and I think it was a direct indication of what the game was like.
Coach Carter said that you guys should expect that the competition will continue for a while because you both played well tonight. You guys comfortable with that?
Yes, of course.
Oh, you can go.
Talk about having 2 running backs like Tucker and Irvin back there doing what they were doing today, what that does for you as a quarterback.
Oh, it's awesome. They really make the defense have to think about what we're doing. They're both very versatile, could throw them out and running routes, and could both catch the ball well. Very good downhill runners, explosive, can make moves. They're very amazing to have in the backfield alongside us.
Kenny, I was going to ask you about one play in particular that was just such a big-time play. You were in trouble, you scrambled out of it, and you somehow found the receiver right at the centimeter on the sideline. Can you just talk about what you saw on that play?
First of all, our offensive line does a great job protecting us for the most part, and I always tell them if you guys make a mistake, I'm going to do my best to get you out of that and make a play. So I'm just playing football. Once it gets to that point, I go through my reads, and if for some reason I'm getting pressure, I try to do my best to make a play for the team. And Tyler Winston found a spot on the sideline. He does a great job. He's a very good football player field-wise, so he found a spot on the sideline. I was actually thinking about throwing the ball away until I saw him last second. I threw to him, and he made a good play for me. So.
Even though you and Joe would have to sit and share series, when you guys came back in, it was seamless. It was like you were playing the whole time. How do you keep your rhythm going while you're sitting?
I think it's just trust in our offense. Coach Borges called a fantastic game today, and it makes it easy on us when he's doing a good job balancing the running and passing attack. So we're trusting what we've done all week, and both of us we talked about it, and we're trusting what we do all week. We can't think about, I haven't played, I'm cold. You gotta go into the game with a mentality like you just come off a touchdown drive. And that's how I always thought about it. I've always come into games, and whether it's off the bench or even the first play of the game, the last drive we just scored a touchdown. We had a touchdown drive, so your confidence is already high. Just to make it easier for ourselves to get out there and just get the flow going right away, especially with the offense. We both have been taking first team reps throughout fall camp, so we're both comfortable with who we have on the line, our skilled players, everyone. So I think it was pretty easy for both of us.
When's the last time you've had two really nice touchdown plays called back?
Can't tell you. I don't know. But it's okay. We ended up scoring on one of the drives. We ended up scoring. So that's yeah. So it's all good. It's not too big of a deal. More for the receivers. I felt bad for Hansel, especially because I've heard he got a lot of touchdowns called back on him last year. So I was pretty disappointed for him. But we got the win, so that's all that matters.
Anything else for Kenny? All right, Kenny, you're excused. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thanks.
Okay, we'll wrap up with Tyler Irvin. Thanks. Okay, questions
How's it going?
for Tyler?
Tyler, can you talk about the work your offensive line did tonight? It seemed like you and Thomas Tucker had some gaps to run through.
They did an exceptional job tonight. It's an ode to their hard work. You know, all of training camp and then all of, you know, summer training, they just worked their butts off. And then, you know, it showed tonight. So they did a great job.
You had 3 touchdowns today. You know, one of the first times you've ever had 2 or more. Talk about what you were able to do behind your offensive line today.
Like I said, they made some opening gaps, and that's my job to just read the gaps and just run hard. So I think I did a good job of that tonight. I feel I can do a little bit better, but I think it was a good start to the season.
You definitely ran hard. You looked a lot faster tonight than you did in the past. So what was your off-season like to get you ready for this?
Off-season training with Coach Farive, you know, him and his staff do a great job of getting us prepared with the speed work, and I do a little speed work off to the side my own, and, you know, footwork and quickness. So I think just that hard work in the summer just helped me out.
Christian Tago was in there earlier and talked about how hungry the team is to keep this going. You have Saturday off, and then you've got 2 road games in a row coming up. What do you expect the team's attitude to go on to Air Force and Oregon State would be?
I think it's important for us to just stay focused. You know, we obviously loved the win tonight, but when we hit that field after tomorrow's day off, we're going to continue to stay focused and continue to do our job. And then we're going to treat that road game, you know, like it's the next game that we need to win. So we're excited and ready to go.
Tyler, was this a good preparation for the 2 big games coming up?
I think so. You know, first game is always a little jitters and, you know, small things like that. We have a few things to iron out. But overall, I think we did a good job.
What did you think of the 2 quarterbacks?
They played great. They both bring great, you know, things to the game of football. And I love watching both of them play, and I love being right beside them. So I think they did an awesome job, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they do in the next game.
Are you impressed that they can be competitors and yet seemingly get along real well? And it seemed very seamless when one came in, one went out, everything.
Yeah, when you see those guys in the locker room, they're the best of friends. So, I mean, it is a competition at the end of the day, but they mesh well together and they work well when they do take the field. So I think it's just an ode to everyone's hard work, and I'm excited. You know, I think both of them are going to bring a lot of good things to the game.
What is it like for the offense as a whole to kind of go in one series with one QB and the next series is another one?
Like somebody said earlier, it's pretty seamless. You know, you don't really notice a drop-off or anything like that because both of them, you know, do a great job. So I think, you know, it's awesome to have both of them, in my opinion.
Any other questions?